Good afternoon. Can you see the presentation?
No, sir.
Can you see the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, I will continue with the class. In the last class, I ended with the saying this statement: management is an art, it is a science, and it is a profession. Okay. Uh, Going to this, how do you say management is going to be a science or it is an art or a profession? Let us restrict to management as a science. How do you say management as a science? What do you call something as a science?
By managing technology, sir, in the construction.
Okay. Now, I have not entered into construction management yet. I'm just talking of the basics of this management. Okay. If not construction management, there are again different managements: financial management, human resource management. There are so many management parts or like areas of management we have. Why management can be called as a science? What do you call? What makes you call it as a science?
It has concepts like theories, principles.
Isn't it? So when you want to say something as a science, it should have some theoretical background, it should have some scientific background. There must be some laws. Laws is I'm talking of LAWS. Okay, there must be some laws, some principles. Like in the science, we study Newton's law, Newton's first law, second law, third law, and we can prove those things. Okay, something of that sort is a science. Similarly, management can be called as a science because there are few things where we can like establish some relationships. Okay, it is something which where we can establish a relationship mathematically. That can be called as a science, and in management you can still establish certain rules out of it. So management is a science. Now we'll get into that. Management as a science. What makes management? What makes science, or what are the features of the science? Okay, the basic factor or the general principles capable of universal application. There must be some rules or principles or laws, LAWS laws I am talking, which must be applied universally. Okay, and there must be a developed through scientific inquiry, or there must have been some sort of experiments so that something can be called as a science. Okay, and we must establish a relationship between cause and effect. Like I say, in surveying, we studied that chain or tape is going to expand. What is the cause for that? Is increase in the temperature. We know the relation. We know the effect and we know the cause for it. That cause for that. That's a scientific principle. Okay, so that is cause and effect relationship. We know what causes and we can express those things. That is cause and effect relationships. And their validity, we can prove those things whether they are going to be reliable or not. That is science. Okay, that is science. And in management, we do have such sort of principles where they can be proved. Okay, management can be called as a science, but 100% of a management cannot be called as a cannot be put it under science, but we can say that management is a soft science because basically we deal with people in the management. Of course, not alone the people, we will be dealing with materials, we will be dealing with the money, we will be dealing with the machinery. Manpower is a people which is part where management is being related. So, as 100%, though we cannot call it as a science, but still, management has certain laws where it can be categorized as a science. So, rather, I will end up saying like management is a soft science and social science. I cannot call it as an exact science, but I can call it as a soft science and as a social science. Similarly, management as an art. What do you call it as an art? What makes you to call as something as art? Yes,
Creativity.
creativity. Okay. What else? What else makes you to call as an art?
The way it is done.
The way it is being done, right?
Experience or practical knowledge.
Experience, right? I'll give you an example. Like everyone might have tried with the Romali roti, isn't it? Yeah, everyone might have enjoyed the food. Maybe at this, as a, in a dinner as a Romali roti. Why is it called Romali roti? Maybe it is soft as Romal, so that's why it's called as a Romali roti. Okay, can everyone prepare the Romali roti?
No, sir.
No.
Right? Everyone cannot prepare a Romali roti. It's an art. Can everyone paint? Definitely not. Okay, in the same way, there are certain things where only few people can do that, and that part comes under again a management. There are few things where only an experienced guy or only a creative guy, only few people can do that. That makes it to call it as an art. Okay, so you'll see what makes to call it as an art. Art implies the application of knowledge and skills to bring about the desired results. The essential elements of the arts are, of course, the practical knowledge, personal skill. We should have a result oriented approach, creativity, and then improvement through the continuous practice. These are essential features of the art, and the same way management, as and when we have the like more and more experience on the field, we get a skill of managing the people or the resources or something of that sort. That is management. So management is also an art. Okay, management is also an art. It's not technically. So it's like I cannot call it as 100% science, and I cannot call it this as 100% art. But few of the good things from the science can be applied in the management. Few of the good things from the art can be applied in the management. Okay, I'm quoting this statement here. Science teaches one to understand or one to know, but art teaches us to how to do it. Okay, science teaches one to know and art to do. Man management is an art. It always varies from person to person. When you are handling three people as a laborers on the field, okay, how do you manage them is an art. How do you get a work from those people is called as management, and that is an art. That there doesn't come any science part to it. Okay, to get a work from people, like motivating them or using some rules or some sort of things, making people to work, that is called as an art. And that's what is being done in the management. So management can be called as an art. And at the same time, management is a profession. What do you know about profession? What do you understand by profession? Engineering, civil engineering is a profession. Doctor, okay, that is a profession. So there are so many professions. In the same way, management can be categorized under profession also. What makes us to call this as a profession is, see, profession always requires specialized knowledge and often long intensive academic preparation. That is a profession. Okay, it requires a specialized knowledge and often long intensive academic preparation is very important. That is, theoretical background is very, very important to call it as a profession. See, if you have, like there are some professional bodies, okay, doctors have their own professional bodies, and then chartered accountants have their own professional bodies. Okay, in the same way, management also has its own professional body. Indian Management Association. Okay, so it has a well-defined, even management, those people who are working as a manager, under management, they have a well-defined body of knowledge. Okay, and the entry is restricted. To become a civil engineer, where we call civil engineering as a profession, everyone is cannot enter into that. Those who have graduation in that particular subject, in that particular course, only they can enter into a civil engineering body. Okay, so there is a restriction entry. In the same way, to be called as a manager right now in few of the corporations, there is a restriction entry. They look for like whether we have a degree, basically the MBA degree. Do they have an MBA degree? What specialization they have as an MBA degree? Okay, so it's like there is a restricted entry in the management, and the motive, service motive, they are always oriented towards giving service to the customers, and there is a code of conduct. Okay, and then representative of a professional association. This will be, they will be representing in professional association. Like civil engineers, we do represent in many professional associations, like International Structures Association and Indian Geotechnical Society. They are all professional associations where we call those bodies as professional bodies. Okay. In the same way, there are certain professional bodies where only those who have education in the management background, they can be joined to such professional bodies. So management is a profession. Now altogether, put together, I'll go back to this statement where I'll call management as an art, it is a science and profession. Okay. Management may not be always a construction management. Any type of a management is an art, it is a science and a profession. Okay, the characteristics of management. In the last class, we studied the different characteristics of management. As management is always goal-oriented process. It's universally all pervasive. It exists in everywhere. It's multidimensional. It's a group activity. It's a continuous process. It's a dynamic function, and it is always intangible force. It is not being seen, but we can feel the existence of the management. So they are the different characteristics. Then what these managers do on the organization, and who is a manager? A manager is someone who coordinates and oversees the work of other people so that organizational goals can be accomplished. Okay, a manager is someone who is going to coordinate and oversee the other rest of the people's work in the organization so that their work is towards the goal of the particular organization. They are called as managers. And remember, manager job is not always about personal achievement. It is about helping others to do their work. What the manager does on the organization is he is involved in planning, he is involved in organizing, he is involved in implementing, he is involved in with the direct employees. So there are many roles played by a manager in the organization. Okay, it's not about one simple job, it's not about one simple responsibility. As far as manager is considered, he's going to do most of the roles. He's going to play many roles in the organization to make sure that organization is achieving its goal. Okay. So what managers do, again, describing this is not an easy job. What manager does in organization, explaining this is not an easy job. He's there everywhere. His existence is there. His existence can be seen in any sort of any part of the work of the organization. Okay. And at the same time, we should remember that no two organizations are same. No two organizations are same, so manager's job is not similar. Okay, if you take an example of a colleges itself, okay, no two colleges are going to be same. You can say my college is different in one way, my college is different in another way. Still, they are engineering colleges. I'm just giving you an example. Like I'm not quoting what colleges are. Still, they are engineering colleges. Their own way of achieving goal is going to be different. Okay? And that's why the roles in the organization, say, if we, the faculty, if we consider ourselves as a managers, our role in this college may be different, and if we could go to other college, there again our role may be changed. It's the same way with you also. Not just as a professor, even an engineer role, a site engineer role in one organization may differ to a site engineer in another organization. Okay, and site engineer is again a manager. He's again a manager. Need not always your designation end with a manager to be you called as a manager. Nothing of that kind. Okay. So no two organizations are alike. So manager's job is not at all similar. It is entirely different. In fact, within the organization itself. After many researchers, we have certain roles which are being, or we have certain functions which are being written over the books as far as what managers do. So we'll just follow those things. The manager functions are, a manager in the organization is, his functions are about planning. He's going to organize he's involved in organizing, he's involved in staffing, he's involved in directing, and he's involved in controlling. I'll tell you what these are. Okay, the functions of the manager are planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. What roles he plays in an organization is like interpersonal roles, informational roles, and decision roles. He may have to understand the psychology of the employees, that is interpersonal. Informational roles, like there is a top management, there is a middle level, and then there is a bottom level. Okay, the information flows from top to bottom, so there comes information. Okay, we need to pass the information from top to bottom. So manager is involved in informational role. Decisional role, somewhere in some cases manager has to take decision. Okay, so manager plays a decision role. And at the same time, what skills the manager should have? He should have a conceptual skill, he should have a human skill, and he should have a technical skill. Conceptual is like imagination. It's about imagining something. Where basically conceptual skills, most of the conceptual skills are required at the top level. Okay, human skills are required at the middle level management, and technical skills are required at the bottom level management. I'll just give you an example, like what this, like almost 7 or 8 years back, Ratan Lal Tata, Ratanlal Tata, he just said in a press conference that we are producing a car which is of cost of an auto like approximately around 1.5 lakhs to 2 lakhs, a family car. What was that? Yeah.
Nano car.
Yes. So that he decided that it was his concept, and he is there in the top level. Okay, he's the head of that particular Tata group, and he's at the top level. That was his concept. So he should have a conceptual skill. Okay, whenever he's at the top, he's having a conceptual skill, and that will be passed to the next level of the workers, human skills. Now he has a thought. Then who should work? Those technical persons who are working under automotive industry in Tata. So they should look after this. It's not that Ratanji is going to manufacture that. It is about his industry, the employees within the industry who are going to produce it, isn't it? Okay, so now there comes a human skill. A middle level people, they will talk to top level people because they are being connected with both top level and the technical level. They collect the information from the top level. Okay, they study the conceptual skills of the top level management, and they make sure that the concepts which are released or which are given by the top level, they can be achieved, and then they design it. It is not the Ratanji who is going to decide it, who is going to design it. Okay, some technical people who are working under him, they are going to design it. Once they give a design, then that is being sent to technical people who are going to manufacture it. So they should have technical skills. Okay, human skills, middle level, because they are going to have touch with both top level and they are going to have touch with both technical level. Technical level ನಾವು ಏನು ನೀವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ the middle level people, the middle level managers, again they are going to struggle. Okay, so human skills are required, technical skills are required, and then the conceptual skills are required. This is what a manager does in organization. Okay, now this is about how evolution of this management functions took place. Henry Fayol stated, like, what are the management functions? What the management does in organization is planning, organizing, commanding, coordinating, and controlling. This is as per Henry Fayol. Okay, but evolution took place as far as management functions is considered. Evolution took place. This is one important. The second one by Luther Gillick. It's called as post-corp. Post-core. P stands for planning, O stands for organizing, S stands for staffing, D stands for directing, C stands for coordinating. Okay, then CO, that is CO stands for coordinating, R stands for reporting, and then budgeting. This is one of the important things where, like in the textbooks, you generally find under functions of management either by Luther Gillick or by Coons and O'Donnell. Okay, I speak about this fifth categorization, and so I will just tell about only these things. So management functions are planning, managers do planning, managers do organizing, managers do staffing, managers do directing, and managers are going to control. These are the important functions of the managers in the organization. Okay, so this is about Henry Fayol's approach, like planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. He says there are four major areas done by a manager in the organization. That is planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. The meaning of planning is it's about defining goals of the organization, establishing different strategies to achieve these goals, developing plans to integrate and coordinate the activities. And as far as organizing is considered, it's about arranging and structuring work to accomplish organizational goals. Leading, it's about working with the people and make sure that work is being done through the people so that organization is going to achieve the goals. That's about leading. And controlling is we are supposed to check our work, whatever we are doing, is it in right path or not? We should have a check, we should have control over our work. So that is about controlling. Okay, so these are Henry Fayol's approach towards the functions of the manager. The same thing I'm depicting here as in a pictorial way. Henry Fayol's functional approach: planning, organizing, leading, and controlling, and this leads to achievement of the organization's stated goals. Okay. This is another sketch which shows, this is called as Alex Mackenzie's 3D model. Okay, he again established a 3D model as far as functions of the manager are considered, management is considered. He again says, like, if you can see this, this is planning, this is organizing, this is staffing, this is directing, and this is controlling. It's a 3D model of functions of the management, and somewhere whatever you could see, these are the works or the roles played by the manager at different levels here. Okay, not necessary that you need to understand each and every word here. That is being explained later. This is called as Kuhn's model. That's what I'm interested in. So functions of the management are is about planning, organizing, controlling, directing, and then staffing. Planning is about problem diagnosis, problem identification. It's about creating alternatives. It's about decision making. It's about goals. It's about objectives. It's about mission. It's about tactics. Then organizing is about making organizational structure, system design, staff functions, relationships, and then authority. Controlling is about comparison with the goals, corrective, corrective actions, reporting. It's about measurement. It's about standards. Controlling is having control in our own approach. Directing is towards it's something related to a people. It's giving rewards to people. Okay, it's about formative action. It's about coaching. It's about delegation. It's about communication. It's about power. It's about motivation, and this is about leadership. As far as staffing is considered, it is about recruiting it, hiring the people, recruiting the people, training the people, evaluating the people, and then compensating the employees in the organization. So these are the functions of the management: planning, organizing, staffing, control, directing, and then controlling. Okay, we'll just study one by one these things. The meaning of planning is organizations have some specific goals and ultimate goals. Okay, management must clearly define these goals, and management must clearly define by how we are going to achieve these goals. Okay, so what do? They engage in planning. Managers, they engage in planning. They define the goals. They establish strategies how to move towards the goal. Okay, and so they develop some plans: plan A, plan B, plan C. If everything goes right, plan A. If something goes wrong in between, then plan B. If something else again goes wrong, then have a plan C. So managers plan it in advance. Planning is something which bridges the gap between the present and the future. Okay, so managers, they are going to plan. They are going to integrate the plan and coordinate the activities in the organization. Yeah, and also planning involves decision making. It's about decision making at what time, what has to be done. So it involves decision making, and it involves missions and objectives and actions to achieve them. In the planning stage itself, we quote our mission, we quote our objective, and we quote how we are going to achieve them. That's a mission. That's a planning. And then planning involves setting short-term and long-term goals. It's about selecting objectives, strategies, and policies so that we achieve our goal. It's about deciding in advance what to do, how to do, who has to do, when to do, where to do. Okay, and planning bridges the gap from where we are now to where we want to be in future. That's about planning. Similarly, organizing. It's about arranging and structuring the work to accomplish the goals. It's about like organizing. It's about what tasks are to be done, who is to do them, how the tasks are to be grouped, who should report to whom, and where decisions are to be made. That is about organizing. We make an organizational structure. I told you in the last class, every organization will have its organizational structure. So making that organizational structure and fitting the right people in the right position so that they do their best job for the given responsibility. That is called as organizing. Okay, and it's about establishment of intentional structure. So we create our own organizational structure intentionally so that that is suitable for our model. Okay, that is organizing. It's about creating an environment for human performance. So it's organizing is something related to human resources so that everything is being planned and every people is being fit into a right position. That is called as organizing. And organizing involves determination of activities required to achieve goals. So we should determine the activities. We should group these activities into departments, assigning such groups of activities to managers, forming delegation of authority. Delegation of authority is like giving powers to whom? A top people will delegate authority to some other to some subordinates. That's a delegation. Okay, if I am not doing the work, I will give my work to my assistant. That is delegation. Okay, I'm just delegating the work. Then making provision for coordination of the activities, arrangement of organizing these resources, and it involves decision about like division of work. That's what. Who is being specialized? Who is being specialized? He has to do that particular work. Like in construction, there are so many specializations. Geotechnical engineering, he basically works with the soil. Okay, the type of the soil, then he will give you what type of soil it is. The design engineer, the structural design engineer, he is going to design the buildings. Based on the value given by geotechnical engineer, the structural engineer is going to design the footing, the type of the footing. He will design just. Then comes construction technology engineer. Okay, and with a design, he has a drawing now. He need to construct it. So he should look at the resources what he has, and then he should construct it. That is a construction engineer. So that is called as division of work. Okay, everyone is specialized in their own, maybe professionally. So we have to divide the work based on their professionals. That is called as division of work. The third function is staffing. Manager's responsibility is to select, direct, develop, and evaluate the people of the organization. Basically, here staffing means it is about recruiting the people. It is about selecting the right people to the company. Okay, basically, in like now, generally we use the term called human resource department. That department generally does this staffing work. Okay, so it is about employing suitable people for the enterprise. This involves recruitment, selection, training, developing those people. It's about motivating the people. Okay, that is called as staffing. This is about selecting right man for the right job. And it is also about development of an employee within the organization. That is called as staffing. There comes then the fourth function of the management, that is directing, leading, and influencing. Directing, leading, and influencing, like we are supposed to direct the subordinates who are working under us. That is called as directing. Or if we can't direct them, we may have to lead the example. Say, I start doing my work so that my subordinates follow the same path. That is called as leading. Or I may have to influence them so that they work together. This is called as directing, leading, or influence. Okay, organization involves people, and handling people is very difficult because the necessities of people will change. Okay, so managers' job is to work with people to accomplish organizational goals, and so the manager has to communicate with people. He should motivate the people. He should resolve the conflicts between the subordinates. He should influence them. He should influence the individuals. He should deal with the employees' behavior also. Not everyone's behavior is right. Not everyone's behavior is same. So he needs to deal with each and every employee in a correct way so that the employee is going to work for the organization. So that is about directing. If properly motivated, the employees will put their best efforts with the dedication, loyalty, and carry out the assigned tasks effectively. So that's why we should lead the people. Okay. Then comes like within the directing. During this directing process, they may have to communicate with the people. They have to lead the people, and they have to motivate the people. Motivation is not always about financial. It can be a non-financial motivation also. We have to motivate the managers so that they work for the organization. Okay, just to conclude these things, please remember successful management involves active participation by managers in the above basic managerial functions. And these functions are, okay, I think, controlling. The last one is about controlling. The last function of a management is about controlling. The meaning of controlling is during planning stage. If I take an example of construction of building something, I plan so that my work is going to complete, my project is going to complete after 2 years. But meanwhile, in between, for every month, what work I am going to complete, that is also I am going to plan. Okay, so that is my benchmark now. That benchmark I put it in a notice board, and on day-to-day basis, I check my executed work with the planned work. Is I am correct or not? Okay, I am comparing my actual work with the planned work. Okay, if not, what I have to do? This is called as controlling. If it's If they are matching, fine, nothing to do, nothing to worry about that. If they are not matching, then what I have to do? This process is called as controlling. This is a final function of the management, and it is about evaluating things if they are going as per planned or not. Okay, we need to ensure that goals are being met and the work is being completed as it should be. Managers must monitor and evaluate the performance. It's about evaluating our own performance, okay, and at the same time we should monitor it. And actual performance must be compared with the previously set goals. If there are significant deviations, the manager's job is to get work performance back on track. Okay, successful, these are the functions of the management. I have just divided them as 5 categories, but to be frank, they are all related. They are all interrelated. Okay, these functions are interrelated, and most of the managers use the combination of the 5. It's not about just planning or organizing. We study them separately, but while working, we don't feel as the functions as being separated. They are inseparable. Okay, they are related. They are interrelated to each other. For theoretical purpose, only they are being separated, but during work, they are inseparable. This is about functions of the management. In the next class, I think we'll be studying about planning. These are just few cartoons. I just wanted to show you which are related to functions of the management. Okay, how actually it works on the field. If you finish your project on time and on budget, then the one who is sitting at the top, he says, okay, you have done a good job, but in the next project you will get less time and less money. That's how actually it works on the field. This is about leadership, so you should always lead the way, and he is the leader. Okay. This is about decision making. I call this meeting today to discuss a decision I have already made. So there's no use in calling people for a meeting which is being decided. The decision shall always be taken like after asking the subordinates. In most cases, that's a right way of taking the decision. That's a right way of management. But this is not the right way. That's why I told you they're just the cartoons which depict how it is there exactly on the how it works in the organization. This is how it is now at present in the organization. Yeah, now let's practice our risk management. This is about again risk and decision taking skill. Yeah, I just keep telling you an example of a carrot and stick. Okay, in most cases, we are being managed with a stick principle. It's not about a carrot principle, it's about a stick principle. You just call your names for attendance. Don't answer it. Abhishek, Akshay, Anjita, Arpita, Bhagya, Dhanraj, Dheeraj, Furkan, Harish, Harshad, Harshita, Jayashri, Joel, Karthik, Kavya, Mahantesh, Niranjan, Pooja K, Prasanna, Rahul, Rajat, Ravikiran, Rohit, Sadik, Sagar, Saik, Shivakumar, Shivaprasad, Shreyas, Siddharth, Saundarya, Subhash, Sushmita, Swati, Venkatesh, Tushar, Saleha, Vinayak, Vishal. Okay, that's it for today's class. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.